Alrighty, so again, you're going to round to the nearest, in this place, the tens place, 90. The nearest place is the tens, it is 50. And then go over here. We're going to round to the front. Is this 90 or 100?
90.
90. Is the bottom one 10 or 20?
20.
20. The next one, we're rounding to the front. Is that 30 or 40?
30.
30. We look at our neighbor. Is that 40 or 50?
40.
40. And we're rounding to the front. So is that 100 or 200?
100.
Because that's a little wimpy too, so it stays 100. And is that going to be 40 or 50?
50.
50. And we'll go straight. Let's just go do all of these. So this is going to be, is that 400 or 300?
400.
400. 70 or 80?
80.
Is this one going to be 300 or 400? 300. Is this going to be 100 or 200? And we're rounding again right here. Is this going to be 600 or 700? 700. Is this going to be 300 or 400? 300. And I need to write a name down. Hold on a second. Yeah, Lee's absent. Okay. Then on this one, is that 100 or 200? 200. And is this 5 or 600?
500.
All right. And then we'll do the decimals in just a moment. So now going back, we're multiplying. A product is when you're multiplying. So all you need to do is multiply the front numbers. 9 times 5 is what?
45.
45. And we tack on how many zeros? 2. And you're done estimating. Then 9 times 2?
18.
18. And you're going to tack on how many zeros?
2.
So that's approximately 1,800 estimated. Then 3 times 4?
12.
And how many zeros are there?
2.
So we tack on 2. So it's approximately 1,200. Again, this one is 1 times 5 is 5, but count all the zeros. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 100 times about 50 is 5,000. Then who thinks they can tell me what this answer is going to be? Caleb, you want to go for it? He's right, 32,000. So 3, 2 with 1, 2, 3 zeros. So it's 32,000. And the next one, Lexi, can you get that one? So 2 times 3. Well, tell me 6 and how many zeros?
4.
Very good. So 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good job. And then Ricardo. Just tell me the number, the front number, and how many zeros.
210,000.
So 3 times 7 is 21, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're right. And then 2 times 5 is 10, and how many zeros?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
100,000.
100,000. Then on this over here, we're going to round. These are only single digits. We're going to round here, and all of that is going to disappear. We still look at our neighbor. Is this going to be 3 or 4? I'm sorry, is it going to be 2 or 3? It's going to be 2, so it stays that way. Is this one going to be 4 or 5?
5.
Oh, this is different. So I'm just going to look at the top number. This is 5. Is this one going to be 3 or 4? 3. Is this one going to be 6 or 7? 7. Okay, girls and boys, let's settle down. Alrighty, then this one is 7 times what number?
5.
7 times 5 is what?
35.
It's about 35. This, but these are not whole numbers. This is a whole number. Those just drop off. It's like 7 whole dollars. So it's just 7 times 5. Then on this one, it's $3 times $6, which is about what?
18.
$18. Then this is about $5, but this bottom number is different. Is this closer to 20 or 30? 30. And I'm not going to write it like they have it. I'm going to write it like that. So 5 times 30. Who thinks they know what the final answer is? McKinley, yes. 150. 15 and an extra 0. And who knows what this last one is? Yes, ma'am. 14. Good job. So that is what you need to do today. It's very easy. I don't know why I ran on. Oh, I know it. Why I ran on 3 pages. Flip it open to this page. So there's another kind of rounding. There's another kind of rounding. It says estimate each sum by clustering. Well, clustering is when all of the numbers will come out more or less exactly the same when I round it. So like this one, if I round it, it's 30, 30, 30. If I rounded that, it's 30. If I rounded that, it's 30. If I rounded that, it's 30. If I rounded this, it's going to be what?
30.
30. If I rounded this, it's going to be
30.
Even if I had one, let's suppose this was 21. I don't care. I would, if all of them are 30, I would make that one 30 because one of these are so high, like 34 and 31, that it would raise that one. We would even make this one a 30. This happens to be 30 anyway. So when you see that the numbers basically are all the same, we just count them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 30 times 9. There's 9 30s. So who knows that answer? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Then, going to do the same thing. Who knows? Again, we're going to front end round this. If I'm front end rounding, who knows what each of these will be? 100. Again, even if one isn't exactly, because they're so close to 100, 100. If I put a 0 here, that's 100. 0 here, that's 100. That's 100. So we've got, I'll put the 100 first. 100 times how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be 500. Who thinks they know what number each of those in 15 is going to round to? Alessandra, what? I don't want to know the answer. I just want to know about, they're each going to round to about what? 700. Now, and look at this. Round to 700, 700, 700, 700, 700, 700, 700. That'll round to 700. This one will not, but I don't care. We're going to make it 700 because some of these are so big that if I added that to this, the little 39, it's going to make it over 700. So you don't care if there's one that's not. We're making them all 700, so we have 700 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which it's going to be, yes, 7,000. And I don't know if we do these. Okay. Estimate by rounding again. Now you will go back and, in fact, we're not going to do that. We just got done doing some of those, so we're going to skip those. Let's go. You can put a little skip. Okay. Then let's quiet down. Alrighty, so on this one, so I've got to send Gally. Was she here anytime at all this week?
No, she was here for a little bit on Monday.
Okay, Monday.
But she wasn't here for
Okay, I'll just send her those 3 days. Okay. All right, girls and boys. So here we go. So now we're going to do this. So this is 3 times a cluster. The cluster is when they would all more or less round to the same thing. Who knows what these are going to round to? Caleb, what? 40. So this is going to be 3 times, in fact, how many 40s do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So let's go ahead and do this. 40 times 5 is what? Anybody? Ricardo, what?
200.
200. Because 4 times 5 is 20. So we have still 3 times 200. What's 3 times 200?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
600.
600. Good job, Valerie. Alrighty. Then let's look at this one's a little bit different. When we're estimating with decimals, we don't want the decimals. All of these are going to round, except for the last one, to about how much money? The first 4.
$3.
$3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 times 3, which is what?
12.
So put that down first. Plus this last amount is about how many dollars?
20.
About 20. So we're going to add that. What is that final answer?
32.
Good job. Okay. Then. Okay. So I've got 2 times this cluster. This clusters, each of those are going to be about how much? About 16. They all look like they're in 6. So we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So over here, let's put 16 times 6. I wouldn't have rounded it to 20 because everyone would have been over rounded. So times that is going to be 96. So we still have to do 2 times that 96. Yes, sir.
It's going to be 192.
I think so. Because 2 times 6, what's 2 times 6?
12.
Is 12, and I'm going to carry the 1 right here. Then 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 more is 19. Okay. Then, let me look at our time. All right, let's do this last one right here. I see a cluster. These are all going to be about what?
700.
700, but one of them is being subtracted. So we have to be real careful. We have 4 times 700. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 4 times 700? What's 4 times 7?
28,000.
2,800. Minus is 2,800.
Oh my God.
All right, minus 700. Who knows that final answer?
I'll let everybody know. 2,100.
2,100 and what?
2,100.
Is he right?
No.
Yeah, 28 minus 7 is 21 with our 2 zeros. Because now we're subtracting up and down. We don't tack on a bunch of zeros. It's just 0, 0, minus 0, 0, and 21. Okay. So that is it. And I have to find my phone so I can see what time it is. All right. You think what? Well, but I have to have my phone. I have to have my phone. I'll call it in just a second. Via the computer. Okay, Ricardo, I'll show you how I can do it. Let's see, but I can't do it while I've got this on. Okay, let me finish this up. Alrighty, so girls and boys. Okay, shh. Let's quiet down. I don't have an answer bank. How much will, all right, so let's go over this one first, because this is the one this is the very back.
It's always going to be the hardest.
It's going to be the hardest. Okay, let's see. Who has got the time? What time is it? It's 2:03. Okay. All right. So let's look at this one. It says circle the products for which rounding will give a low estimate. That's kind of weird.
Lowest or what?
No, a low estimate. In other words, look at these carefully. If I round these, they're both going to round up. Okay, so my estimate is going to be higher. Okay. So on both of those, it's going to round up. Hold on a second. Okay. Do you have a question, Ricardo?
No.
Right. So on both of these, it's going to round up. So my estimate, ma'am, turn around, is going to be higher than the actual. On this one, are these going to round up? These two? Yes, because this would round to 400. This would round to 90. So my estimate is going to be higher than the actual. What about this one here? Is this going to round up?
Yes.
Is this one going to round up?
Yes.
Yes. So my rounding is going to be higher than the actual. Is this one going to round up?
Yes.
No, this would round to 600. Is this one going to round up? No. So this one, my estimate is going to be a lower estimate than the actual. And then look at this one. Is this one going to round up to 200?
No.
It's going to actually lower to 100. This one's going to lower to 500. So this one's lower than the actual. So this one will give a lower estimate than the actual. And then this one here, is this going to round up?
No.
So this is going to be lower than my actual. This one's going to round to lower. So it says circle the products. There's 3 of them. And those are the 3. We already checked it. This is going to raise up, and that's going to go up. So that's not going to be higher. So what I want you to do, I don't have an answer bank. You're just going to have to get these right. So you will be able to quietly work with somebody. And you're going to do 1 through 12. And on the inside, estimate each sum. We'll take some of these off. On the very, very back, 1 through 12. All of 1 through 12. And on this page, it should go kind of fast because it's estimating. So you can take off these. On this second page where the first problem is 29 times 32, you can take off that first row. And then these are going to be super simple. 6 times 4 is what?
24.
24. What's that going to be? 8 or 9?
9.
9. So just change it. 9 times 40. So be real careful on that. You will have to change those. 9 times 40. And then get your answer. So you guys can begin. I'll come around with the homework in just a second. So just leave it on your desk.